Hello coaster lovers. So if I had to pick the most overrated coaster at Kings Island, it would be Mystic Timbers. Even though it's a phenomenal ride, I feel like it gets a bit too much love. But if you want to hear more about that ride, check out my review in the card above. So what about the opposite? What's the most underrated roller coaster at Kings Island? For me, it goes to the 1999 inverted boomerang called Invertigo, which I'm going to review today. So if you are new here and are planning to ride Invertigo and want to know what to expect, make sure to subscribe and destroy the bell in a gentle manner. So let's begin with the history of this one of 3 inverted boomerangs. So this coaster opened to the public on April 17th, 1999, and it originally opened as Face Off. Then when Cedar Fair bought the Paramount Parks, it was renamed Invertigo for the 2008 season. Then for the 2012 season, the track got painted from a red and yellow scheme to an aqua blue and light blue color scheme. I do like both color schemes, and the more recent makeover is definitely more modern than what it used to be. Then pretty much nothing major happened ever since. So let's move on to the presentation. So you should know this before riding. This is the most unreliable coaster at Kings Island, and it features the worst capacity out of all the adult coasters at this park. So you should hit this first in the middle of the day because it's the first attraction guests will see. So they make that their first stop. So hit this in the middle of the day when the line is short. You can also buy the fast lane and skip the line, but it is pricey though. So you wait in the line and then you arrive at the station. And what the heck is that station? It looks like a jail, but don't worry, this coaster isn't bad, but there isn't a lot of footage of it. So you pull down your SLC restraint, but we will get to that later, and that will lead us into the ride experience. So depending if you're facing away from the lift hill, you climb up the lift hill backwards, and that sensation is actually scary. The first time I rode it, I was like, yep, this is the end, but in reality, it is not. Then you stop at the apex, which is 131 feet. The train lets go of the lift and zooms through the station while hitting 15 miles per hour. It's loud when you're next to the ride because of the screaming of guests. The next element is a cobra roll, and this is where the SLC restraint comes into play. You do get a little bit of headbanging into the transition in and out of the cobra roll, but it's light to medium headbanging if that makes sense. Then after that is a vertical loop. It has some good hang time at the top. Then you rise up your second lift, and the part of the train that is facing towards the lift at the beginning is now backwards, and it features the same freaky sensation as the other riders at the beginning. Then you release and go through the layout again, but with much faster speed. The speed between the vertical loop and cobra roll is pure insanity. It's unbelievable. Then you rise up the first lift and gently return into the station. Now I'm going to discuss the layout real quick. And this layout is not much, just 2 inversions and that's it. So let's move along into my thoughts. And this is a fun coaster. Should you do it when you visit Kings Island? Yeah, make it one of your stops when you're at the park. It does have some terrifying moments like the aforementioned lift hills when you're rising up backwards. And the headbanging is not that bad. It does have a little shuffle though, but it's not that noticeable. And now to end off this review on a concluding note, I will share the final score. Sadly, this does not rank in my top 25. It is ranked at number 36. I wish it could be higher, but this is where it settles. But for the final score, I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. But I'm nervous that it won't be here for much longer. The company that made this ride, Vekoma, does not have the model on their website, so it's scarce to find parts to keep this attraction running. But it's not perfect, and it is a little short. But overall, not the worst coaster at this park. So I want to hear from you guys. Are you planning to ride Invertigo, and have you been on this attraction before? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe while you're at it. You don't have to though. And like always, make sure to keep that adrenaline pumping, and thanks for watching.